Hey there, everyone. It's amazing. It's amazing. Our prehistory, our unknown history, what was going on there, I really don't know. But I can tell you, let's close this out and get that, just close it down. And look here at the arches of Chech. Chech. What is that? Chech. I even checked the pronunciation. Chech. This is it. Chech. Here we are in Chech, Algeria. And as you can see, it's part of the big fish formation. I mean, what does that look like? A squid? I think it looks like a squid with an eyeball and a beak and a snout. And it will always look like a big fish. The little fish is there. That little fish has been a part of my life for 5 years now. Always checking out the big fish and the little fish. So, thanks for this thumbs up. Thank you. I got to double check and make sure you can hear me. Thanks for this thumbs up. Thank you. I got to double check and make sure you can hear me. All right. Oops, I messed up there. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so that's off. Now let's get back to the arches of Chech. The arches of Chech. You know, I keep trying to find place names. So I got this political map, and the place I'm talking about is right here. There's this place called Chenechene. I'm not sure really, and the fact that it's like connected to Mauritania with a dashed line kind of makes you think that it's not as Algerian as you might think. There's another map I wanted to show you. Where is that? Not there. Here? Okay, this is better, yeah. This one gives you the term Chech. Chech! Let's do it. Let's get all Chechy. I haven't had any alcohol today. Chech. Okay, so as you can see, I don't really know what that means. You've got iguana, no, iguidi. Yeah, Collins, don't talk to me about that right now. I'm really busy, Collins. I don't want to talk about it at this time, if you don't mind. Tenezrufu. I don't know what that is. Is that a T? Tenezruf. Okay, so these are some areas that are like going across the Algerian land, and there's more. There's Tassilis, there's Tenezruft. So you got Tenezruft here and Tenezruft here. So we're looking over here though. We got Chenechene. We've got this other little thing called Borge Flive Saint Marie, Saint Moral. Okay, so we got place names here. And we do have roads. So this is the place right here that I want to talk about. And I want to show you. And I've shown many times. So I'm going to close this maybe. Let me get rid of that. And this is not as nice, is it? Tells us where the airport is. It's over here by the sea. Or there's no airports out here. They actually literally drive only. Don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. But we can look here at the actual land. And actually the place I'm talking about is here. There's some other stuff going on. It's Chega way over here. There's some stuff going on. But what I want to show you right now is the Chech. Now, near Chega, you've got a bunch of... And, oh, you know what else? They did a new video shoot. Sorry, a new satellite photo. But if you look here, you can see already some of the ancient quarrying that was going on. You can see the activity that was happening with the straight lines going through, all parallel, and the 45-degree angle lines that go against it. I mean, look at that line there. It goes through, but it keeps going, and it ends up continuing over here, even though there's like some kind of a river in the middle of it. Why would that... What's older, the river or the line? So there's a lot to look at, and this is not where to look at it. I probably would go with satellites.pro, which gives me Apple Maps, and the truth is that you can also use um, Google Earth Pro, and that'll give you some actual photographs. But what I believe I'm looking at here near Chega, and is that the airport? I don't know if that's the airport or if that's that must be an airstrip. I don't know what we're looking at right there. I think it must be an airstrip the way it is so big. And if it's not an airstrip, then it's just basically, I don't know. It's not a train station. That's not train tracks. It's got to be an airstrip. And there's a military base here, I think. The military are controlling this. They got a lot of stuff going on over there. So what I really want to show you is not Chega, but around Chega there's a lot of quarrying going on. Lots of quarries and stuff. And of course there's the famous Gage Hybeck Ridge. I don't even know what that stands for. So when you look at this notch, the Chega is inside. Down below is Mali. So this is all Mali, and if you know me, I've looked at this for a while, and you can find some roads going underneath these sand dunes. But let's go over here to Algeria, and as you follow the border down, you see these two lines of, I would say, sand dune. Not sure why they're like that, but I don't want to get into it. There might be a ridge. But inside that area is the so-called arches of R.O.C. And I've joked that they look like nipples. I mean, that to me looks like a nipple. All right, let's just talk about it. You know, I'm a dude, so I see nipples. But up here, you have an arch. And I actually usually don't start this way. I start down here. And by the border, you've got the beginning of these crisscross lines here and up here. You see it again and again. Okay, I didn't get that ready. But we can go up. There's a lot of little roads going through here. I guess I was looking at this and how it turns into these yards. And it goes under the sand, but it notches right there. It does. It notches. You can see a 90-degree turn. It goes like this and then like this. So you got this ancient wall, or because it's got two ridges, sometimes I do call that a canal. And how it would have been a canal is it's holding water up high in a wall format. I don't know. I mean, I assume that they didn't have to have a machine running water. Collins, what do you think about it? Thank you for being a guest today, Collins. I have seen it. I've seen everything. Collins, what do you think about the possible canal that's going through here? Now here it kind of turns into more of a wall. So I'm not going to say anything about that because it's too much trouble. But that wall comes up and maybe it's a canal. You kind of see two sides to it, right? But you follow it up. I don't know if it's a wall or a canal. It gets pretty skinny. You can see the breaches coming through it, so you know it's old. Look at all those breaches. Are they breaches or are they planned? Those look like geological breaches, but you're still following this line, this wall up here. It cuts underneath this riverbed. So the riverbed demolished it. The water, whatever that is, demolished it. I don't know where that's not the Tamanrasset River, as far as I know. But whatever flood event happened there demolished it. What, just 2 thumbs up? How many people are watching? 5? Now I'm angry. I deserve them thumbs up. Oh, look at this. There you go. Okay, where are we? Okay, yeah, I know where we are. We're at one of the first places I wanted to show you, which is this quarry field. You can look and see parallel lines way out here, right? But when you get in, you see a more geometric system going on where you get parallel lines going east-west, parallel lines going north-south, and you get the diagonal, which, what does that make it? It makes it impossible to be unnatural. Okay, look, we'll talk about my old videos showing the Utah pictures. Where are they? Let me see if I can find those real quick. Just going to check. Sorry about this. Desktop. Let's try here. And I had Utah. Everything in Utah is here. Does that mean I've got this? Yes, I've got it. All right, so this is from a sign in Utah talking about a weathering event that happens that creates what's called needles. And these things, you know, they claim separate very parallel. Like, this is like, is it being exaggerated? Or are we seeing the real thing here? You don't see this picture in the textbooks. You see it on signs in the park. I went over there and looked, and I got this off a sign. This is actually comes from Colorado. The Spanish Peaks, because they've got a bunch of this going on. Am I right or am I wrong? Actually, no, I do think this is from Utah. After all, yeah, it's from Utah, Canyonlands. And it's trying to describe the type of erosion or weathering that occurs in a grand scale to turn a plateau into needles. Now, with that in mind, this is really the same thing, but when you look at this, you can't believe in your heart that these lines are natural. Because these lines are so parallel, and they go in 3 different directions. You can go into the busy part here, and you can see the parallel lines going down from the top down 45 degrees, maybe a little bit different from 45, almost 45 degrees, and they're going in the wrong direction from my experience. So let's just say that this is a different set of cavemen or whoever did this. In these parallel lines, you can see this set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going from here to here and parallelly, and they're not perfect. Then you see some that are going east and west, and they're not going exactly east and west. That one looks like maybe, but most of them are rising up a little bit. However, you've got a third set of lines coming through here. And that third set is talking about, thank you for that third thumbs up, is going up and down, north-south. Not perfectly, but you've got 3 different directions here. And this place is vast. I mean, let's measure it real quick just to see the distance. Is that a mile? It's 2.3 miles long. And the most interesting place, in my opinion, is actually over here at the top. Actually, this is interesting. And this is just insane. And it looks like they're like planning on weathering, planning on long-term erosion to help the process. What were they doing? Were they looking for something, cutting through this rock and searching for certain minerals? Or were they actually doing some mining and gathering ore, but they didn't want to gather it from the same place? I don't know about raising high. I see your question. Thank you, Nugnuts. Just so you don't think I'm kidding. Nugnuts asked the question, how high are they? Well, it looks like they're pretty flat in a general way. A little bit of bumps, a little bit of mountains and mounds, but you don't see major quarrying here. And if you ask the question, what do you mean by major quarrying? Well, I want to show you one picture here. Oh, give me a second. I'm going to pull it up right now. I got it right in front of me. Where? There it is. Here it is. Okay, so this picture here shows those same lines. Now, I didn't get here yet, but it's the same place. And over here, that's quite different. So you've got your stripped yards where they actually removed some of the material. That's a quarry field where they removed material in the after. But in the before, it doesn't look like they removed material. Yeah, maybe carved out with the lines, but did they remove the material? Let's take a look at it one more time. Now it's very golden, very beautiful, and there's a couple places like this here. That's one of them. The other one is down here. So if we want to go back and figure out where we are, when I say Chega, I'm saying Mauritania. When I say little fish, I'm saying Mali. This line here, created by natural, no, that's not natural. That line there, when you get down here in Algeria, this is Algeria. And when you get into Algeria down here, you've got all this stuff going on. Now, the first thing that I'll take you to is up here. We just looked at up here. That's the place we just looked at. But if we go down to here, we also find similar activity. So this is not just 2.5 miles. This is a lot more than 2.5 miles. But that's the weird thing. We've got this weird wall, and I'm going to zoom in on this, and we follow it to the nearest sand dune. It goes under the sand dune, comes down here. So we've got ourselves a wall going on. Now, if we back out, we can see we've got an arc. It's a pretty simple arc. Here we've got a 90-degree angle. I don't know how that's proven in, what do you call it? The old geological timeline. I don't know how you can justify that in geology. I call it a canal. It's a 90-degree angle. So this canal turns 90 degrees. Is that natural? I call it a canal. It could just be a wall, but to me it looks like it's more of a canal. When I see these two parallel lines following each other across a desert, I call it a canal. Now, I don't know what was going on. We go under the sand dune, we get over here, and we got a couple things going on. It goes this way. You got something going down there, but we're going to follow it back up under the sand dune, go back up, and you hit this line. That looks like a wall. Why? Because there's only one of them. That's a wall. What was it separating? Was it separating a yard? And then we get the canal. The canal has something going on up here straight, but we don't see it continuing forever. What we see is this line kind of turns into a canal, 2-line wall. So we're following that. Whoops, now I got to fix that. Hold on. Wow, 5 thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so there's the arc. It turns into kind of a canal with 2 lines. It's definitely more of a canal up here with the 2 lines, and there's lots of breaches, but I think that's old. There's lots of breaches. You've got other lines going on here, okay? Look at that one. But that's not the one I'm going to follow. I'm going to follow the arches. Oh, wait, maybe I am going to get up there. What I really wanted to follow was over here. Follow that. It kind of arches. It kind of arcs. It kind of gets rough. It goes straight up. It turns into an arc. And then it gets rough again. Now, if you look at the whole thing, you see this arc. And it looks like it's almost a wall that separates land. And inside is the place I just showed you with all the work going on, all the lines, quarrying, mining, removing dirt, breaking up the plateau. All right. 5 thumbs up. Now this arch is quite prominent, and then you get to, it looks like a nipple, a kind of. It's like a nipple, and then you get to a sharp point here. There's other lines cutting through in the middle of the desert in an area that only has one place name. Okay, now this is the nipple I'm talking about, and you have yourself some parallel lines in there. Something's going on in there, but you follow the line up, and that's where this other place is. And I just got this sent to me on Twitter, and what I think is this is another, I mean, you've got these straight lines going through, and they're in 3 directions, a geometric, not just 2 lines. Like this, you see 2 lines, but I'm looking for the other one. Where is it? Over here? Oh, there it is. This is the one. This is the one. This is the, it's going, look at those parallel lines going across this plateau. That's the one from the meme I just sent you. They're not perfectly parallel. Look at that. Look at those lines. They're like, well, we missed, but we're going to keep on going. So they come up here and they almost touched the previous line. Do they know that they're messing up? Who did this? Is it ancient humans? Is it giants? Chech, Algeria. Check it out for yourself, you know. But let's look at the big picture here. The arches, the arcs. One goes through here. You can kind of see other arches. It's like they didn't make straight lines. They made arches. Why make a straight line when you can make an arch? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know who did it. Were they giants? Were they aliens? Was it UFOs? Were they mining for gold? Now, there is a lot of other stuff, but I just showed you everything I want to try to show you. You can find ancient roads in here. You can find ancient lines that look like maybe canals. There's Playa Lakes. Look at this. Look at that. This is back to where I'm trying to show you. We were just here. We have arch, and then it looks like it's got a line, right? So it's a 90-degree perpendicular outburst for another arch. What's going on here? Could that be some type of ancient megalithic terraforming? So we've got an arch. It hits this arch. This arch goes around like that, and it hits this arch. And this arch goes around. It's a big one, but it still hits this arch. Tell me what type of geographic or geology you can explain that explains that. I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to remove the whatchamacallit, spam. I'm just going to block this guy. Put user, hide user on this channel. Okay, fine. So everything he does or she does is hidden. Well, these arches aren't very perfect. They're not beautiful. They're not like but look at that. There's the nipple. So you've got an arch that goes this way and then makes that nipple and then makes a new arch. Not perfect, not beautiful. Like a hanging breast without a nipple. And then in the middle of that arch, you've got another new arch. And then in the middle of that, you got a new one. And then in the middle of that, you got a new one. And then it goes under sand. You don't know what's going on over here. You got some type of... you got a line going across there. There's been a lot of people talking about this area. And I'm telling you, I'm the first person to have discovered it. Nobody else discovered this. Find Your Love was hidden. Sorry, Find Your Love. That's not what we're here for today. All right. I think I'm done. I'm pretty much done. I mean, we can talk about other stuff. If you want to look at the big picture, I don't have a lot of questions from my listeners. My 9 watching now, please give me a question. Nugnuts, thank you for your statement. We are always learning new things about our past, finding evidence of civilizations more advanced than we believed. Now, that's a good point. Now, let's talk about advanced. Advanced doesn't mean that you had chips and smartphones and computers. What it means is that they had an organized way of doing work, and they did it, and it was large in scale. Look at that. That's a canal right there. There's a lot of canals going through here. I think that's a canal. If that's not one, then right next to it, you can follow it down. You can follow them going towards the ocean. This is the ancient Taman Reset. So I'm pretty much done with what I wanted to talk about, which was the Chech. Let's go back and look at it one more time. Chech. Where is it? It's up here at the top, near where Mauritania and Mali and Algeria all come together in one place. Wouldn't you love to stand right there? But even if you did, I mean, yeah, if you stand here or here or here, you can go ahead and say you stood on 3 countries at the same time, because nobody's going to get to this one spot. But if you can get on any point nearby it, let's say within 1 mile, I think. Okay, let's say within 1/5 of a mile. You can claim you've been on top of 3 countries because they don't even know. Nobody goes out here and measures it. Wow, this is where am I? What is this? Okay, I'm very close. You know, that's the other thing about geometry, right? Is no matter how close you get, it looks like it could be the same place. But you're looking at all this stuff going on, and you're like, okay, I don't recognize that. What is that? Is that the berm? So we also have those. That right there, I want to call that the knife. And the reason why is because it looks like the knife that's in the richat structure. But we got this weird berm thing going on. What's that all about? Who knows? That could be all man-made. It's not that big. So let's get back a little bit and get to where I wanted to show you again over here. So again, you just zoom out, Mauritania, Mali, Algeria, that point right there. When you zoom in, you go down a little bit and you get to this point where the sand starts. And you get to see the arches right here. And you get to see these weird megalithic quarry fields right here. And I'm seeing your comments, SP. Thank you for that. And up here, you can also get to a quarry field that's quite unbelievable. And I don't even think that if you go there in real life, you're going to see that. Look at that one line going across there. What caused that? Is that natural or is that part of the whole thing? That looks like a ridge. I mean, come on. Look at those lines right there. I feel like I'm visiting some ancient thing. Yeah, this is amazing indeed. And I had somebody on Twitter show me a picture of it. I'm like, wait, they showed me this part right up here. And how do you find it? You follow the nipple. You go up to the nipple and you go up here. It's right here. This is actually probably one of my favorite parts. And you can see it so clearly. It hasn't been quarried yet. Not like the other places that I showed before out here. Let's go over here to the other side of Algeria where it meets Libya. And we can stay inside Algeria. And I'm looking right here. And there's this place here that I call the Matrix Mountains. Those are crazy. You have to turn them, but they do look like a matrix. In fact, if I look at the picture that I shared, it's right here. To me, it looks like the Matrix. And I really found out that there's a lot of what's called, I forgot the new word. It's a new term. Let's get rid of that. But right near these mountains, which are here, you go out and you get into Algeria out here. Look at this. Now, this looks like it's been worked. You see some sand coming over it and filling up these crevices. But when you get in here, you're going to see a lot more. Look at this place. This place has been worked. So this is a stripped quarry field. And you here already, you can see the triangles. Lines going east and west. Wait, let's make it north-south. Okay, so lines going from here to here. Straight. Lines going up and down. Lines going this direction. You've got triangles everywhere. Don't tell me that's not a triangle. So why do you have these lines all making triangles? And down here, well, that's a different project, isn't it? This project looks like it's a completely separate project from what happened over here. These triangles here look like they were going in one direction. Now you look at that line. Look at this line right here. That one here. So these are stripped quarry fields. Look at this stuff. This is stuff I haven't even looked at yet. I like to look at it and make the shadows make sense. If I get it just right, it might look like something that you can, come to terms with from your standpoint. You can see the lines going across there. This was a stripped quarry field. You got all sorts of stuff going on here. It's all been stripped. And when you compare that to what I just showed you over there, And you see these little squares. Okay, it's kind of, I want to get you to this part. That's where I'm showing you over here on the right. I just showed you that. Storm Run Gaming, thank you. Cougar B, thank you. SP, thank you. Brennan Hartman, thank you. This quarrying is all over the Sahara. And you see these projects. Let's get it north. That's north. And when I say that's north, of course what I mean is our standard north is at the top and south is at the bottom, and over here is west. And you can see this whole area has been worked right there all the way down here. Let's go down here and start from the beginning. Okay, that looks kind of natural, right? There's some lines here that are interesting. Look at these lines. Why are they parallel? Is that natural geology that did that? Well, Storm Run Gaming, the big news is that I got my name shout out over on the Joe Rogan show. I don't know if you ever heard about that. I did put the link on the Twitter. Check out my Twitter, Stigumup. S-T-I-G, that's my name. M-Up, E-M-U-P. Stigumup is my Twitter handle. Got a nice shout out on Joe Rogan. And by the way, the guy that gave the shout out was Jimmy from Bright Insight. So I'm a little happy, you know, because I was not getting the attention I thought I deserved, having been to the Richat structure twice. And I have been through some crazy stuff over there. And I do see Cougar B. She definitely pays attention to the, what is the name of it? Hold on. I always forget the name. Dar is one of the names. Let's go to the Twitter site real quick and see what's going on. So Twitter, if you go to my profile and go down, you're going to see a video I did here. This is actually the thumbnail. Emiert. This place right here is crazy. And you can even see from this low-res image that I grabbed that it's an ancient... I'm sorry, Cougar B, I know you think that looks like it's a foundation of a city. It looks to me like it's the foundation of a immense mining operation. So, and if you get in there, I can't get in there. You can click the YouTube channel, but I want to get back over here. We can go there. Just send me a chat and we'll go there. Here, look at this. Now, when you look at this and you see what looks like natural rivers or riverbeds going through, but then you have these straight lines practically perpendicular, and look at it, it goes all the way over there. That just doesn't make geological sense. So you've got these parallel straight lines coming from the riverbed, and over here more stuff's going on. That, okay, now that looks like over there by Chad, and it's interesting. It really is interesting. I don't have any reason to believe this is natural, but how it was created, that's a different question in my head. Look at that. When you get even closer, you can see the lines. They really machined this whole area. I am back in the States right now. I'm in California. I just told Jimmy I'll meet you in Phoenix if you want to have a chat. He did give me the shout out over at the Joe Rogan show. So if there was any animosity about Jimmy, let's forget it. Look, he gave Nikki Anna Jones a shout out about her channel on one of his videos. That got her about 6,000 subs. 6,000 ain't going to cut the mustard. I need to do better than that. So, the fact that he called me out on Joe Rogan proves that he's not being passive aggressive. He gave me the shout out, and I haven't thanked him for that. I'll probably get in an email and thank him next. He sees his email, the one on his channel. Well, the water thing is one thing, but I don't know about cutting through this bedrock. That looks like a canal. That looks like a canal. That looks like a canal. But and then look at the logic here. The canal's cutting, and then it gets to this point where there's another area that it can go through, so it stops cutting. I don't know if that area here, is that a canal still? I don't believe this area was covered in water. Okay, and I always want to give you reference, so I back out and show you where we are. We're almost north. It's kind of tough to make sure. Let's get north. And then we'll back out. Wait, let's get 2D. And then we back out, and you see two parallel canals turn into one canal. Look at that. Oh my God, it goes all the way through. And then you see it start up again over here. What the F is going on there? So this whole area is ancient. Look at it. It keeps on going. You see this straight line. Come on. SP. Okay, look, if you're trying to message me, just message my Facebook or my email, my Gmail. It's my name at gmail.com. Or just comment on the video and we'll get it figured out. If I forget to talk to you later, you can comment on this video when it's not live streaming anymore. Look at that line. It just keeps going and going and going. It's like, how old is that thing? Oh, look, it just keeps going and going. That is quite the line right there. Oh, and look, more quarry fields. They're everywhere. I can show you this by the Grand Canyon. I can show you this by the Grand Canyon, but the line keeps going. That is a major line right there. Let's get that line measured. Let's measure it. Okay, so I don't see it over here. I see it right here. Maybe about there. I don't know. Let's measure it and see how long that is. Let's go from here to... Well, I still see it to there. Let's just go to Janet. 57 miles. 57 miles, stopping in Janet. Look, it even continues. And then you see some other interesting ridges. That's a straight line ridge. It's all pretty good. It's all pretty good. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Shorelines, I don't really see shorelines. Look at that. You see a ridge, though. It goes over to about here. And then I see another straight line going this way. Not to be confused with the Google Earth artifact, which is right there. Don't pay attention to that. I mean, I'm not trying to prove anything live. Look at these. Are those canals? What is that? That looks just like over by the richat structure. So these types of mountains are interesting to me, especially when they're all lined up. 1, 2, 3. How many lines do you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. You get over here and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5. Over here you have just 2. But over here you have more of these straight lines. Do you really think that's natural? Do you think that it's possible that the entirety of Africa could have been created? Look at this one. That right there, those lines right there, they don't add up. What started this video? Yeah, I don't see any shorelines over there. What started this video was actually over here. So if you weren't here for the beginning, go right over here. It's called the Arches of Chech. We've got 1, 2, the nipple, 3, 4, 5, another nipple, another one here. I don't know what was going on there. Ancient quarrying was going on there. That's one thing I will gamble money on. Something was going on over here. And it's not just two directions, it's 3 directions. Okay, so it's not just 2-dimensional. Here you see 2 dimensions. You see a line going these directions, you see lines going these directions. I don't know what made those. I don't know. So, that's it, guys. The Arches of Chech in Algeria. I wanted to make sure I gave it a place name. Chech. It's something about this. I don't know what it means. There's other ergs. There's other stuff going on out there. But modern day names don't always go with it. The whole scoop thing is interesting. I don't really know what to say about the scoops. I just realized I promised somebody I'd take him to dinner, though. So you know what that means? It means it's probably time to do this.